Hey guys, NCS Fan 001 here, welcoming you to another one of those trophy list analysis videos. Today's game is one of my most anticipated games so far this year, Far Cry 5 for the PS4. The game comes with 1 platinum, 2 golds, 10 silvers, 38 bronzes, for a total of 51 trophies worth 1,230 points. Let's get to it. So for those who don't know, Far Cry 5 is an upcoming game. It releases on March 27th, which is going to be a day or two after this video comes out. It's actually taking place in the US, and it's going to be probably a lot of fun. I hope it's going to be better than like Far Cry 4 was or Far Cry Primal was. So the Platinum Trophy, which has so far been unobtained because over 200 people already own a copy of the game. So unfortunately, I won't be anywhere near one of the first people to get the Platinum, even though I was never really attempting to. So we've always had faith in you. Obtain all the trophies. That's our Platinum. Admittedly, the images aren't the most creative out there, but I guess that's okay. So in this first set, we're going to have our story-related trophies. The Spark. Complete the game intro by liberating Dutch's Island. Solo campaign only. Many of these trophies say solo campaign only, so you can't necessarily do some of these in co-op. Because from what I know, the co-op in this game, though it does save, if you level up your character and unlock skills and stuff, even though it does do that, you don't actually have to... It doesn't save your story progress. I don't know why I was saying it that way. So it doesn't save your actual mission progress, but it saves your character progress. You are Wrath. Be deemed the Sin of Wrath. That is silver. And I also know from what PowerPix has said that none of these trophies in this game are missable, which is even better. So nothing to worry about with missable trophies. That's most likely a story-related trophy, though. Special Delivery. Ensure a baby's safe passage into this world. That's a bronze. Only you successfully complete the first trial. Silver. Walk the Path. Discover the Bliss. Bronze. Together Forever. Get to the End. And Saving Deputy Hudson, Save Deputy Hudson. Those last two were golds. So they all sound like they're a little bit out of order almost because of the percentages and stuff. But the game is fully open world, so I guess that kind of makes sense. So I'm assuming that those are some of our story-related trophies. Blissful, save the Marshal from the Bliss. That's a silver, and all of these are still solo campaign only. Saving Sheriff Whitehorse. Save Sheriff Whitehorse. That's a bronze, and a bunch of these are going to be bronzes. Saving Deputy Pratt. Save Deputy Pratt. So those must be certain types of missions within each region, almost like the forts in Far Cry 4 or something. Science Fact. Put aside skepticism and help Larry. Apparently that means there is aliens or some reference to aliens. I feel like that's actually happened in the other games anyway. Ain't no Wallflower. Who are these people? Speak to 50 citizens of Hope County. That should be very easy. Here we have the first trophy that has not yet been obtained at the time of this recording. Been there, done that. Complete all hunting and fishing challenges. While I doubt that it's going to be that hard, I've had very bad experiences with games in the past when it relates to fishing, such as Oceanhorn. So I'm not usually a fan of fishing challenges unless the fishing mechanic actually works. Liberator. Liberate 5 locations from the project at Eden's Gate. And now we're into trophies that say campaign only. So I guess that means that you could do them in solo or co-op. And now we're switching away from that. Scavenger. Follow the clues to the end of 3 treasure hunts. Solo campaign only. That should actually be pretty easy, though. What now? Complete 3 side missions in Hope County. That should be very easy. Solo campaign only. The greatest SOB that ever lived. Laugh in danger's face by executing a clutch Nixon stunt in each region. Solo campaign only. That shouldn't be too hard, even though it's still bronze. Pack Rat. Grab 1 of each collectible item. You never know when it will come in handy. So that's actually something really interesting, is that this game puts no emphasis at all on the collectibles. You just have to find 1 of each type, which is so much less than what we've seen in the other games. I'm assuming that maybe means the collectibles are a little bit harder to find or something, but still that's actually really crazy that it's something that simple for once for the collectibles instead of a bunch of different trophies for different types of collectibles. A Wing and a Prayer. Fly Nick's plane. Hopefully you're not afraid of heights. Solo campaign only. Troublemaker. Discover the joys of destroying cult property in every region. Solo campaign only. Those are both probably pretty easy. Sewer Rat. Destroy a cold water treatment pump and make them thirst for revenge. So that's probably, maybe not an outpost, but a much smaller version of an outpost or something. That's a bronze. Peachy Keen. Bait Peaches into going back home. Solo campaign only. So that must be an animal that you get and you have to make him come to a certain area of the map. Kicking the Hornet's Nest. Trigger the Wrath of a Herald. Solo campaign only. It's got like a 37% completion so far, but I don't really know what that's going to be. Arcade Player. Reach level 20 in the arcade. Arcade mode only. Arcade Hero. Play the Arcade Hero mode 5 times. I don't know exactly what the arcade is, so I'm thinking that it's some kind of wave survival based thing, or sort of like the arena in Far Cry 4, but I may not be correct on that. Whatever it is, though, I think it can actually be done in multiplayer, or I don't think you actually need to have like another player to do it, but I think it does require an online connection to do the arcade trophy, so keep that in mind. Arcade Hunter. Kill 100 enemies in arcade multiplayer maps. So that is a multiplayer trophy, so that will require you to actually go online and play some multiplayer. Arcade Enthusiast. Successfully complete 10 featured arcade maps in solo or co-op. That should be pretty easy. Arcade Competitor. Win 10 featured maps in multiplayer. Arcade only. So that means that there are a total of 2 arcade trophies that will require actual multiplayer with other people. I mean, that's not going to be that difficult, but just Far Cry doesn't have the best history of the multiplayer aspect, so I'm not the biggest fan of that, but it's probably not going to be hard. I mean, they're all bronzes anyway, and it's just, a few wins, a few kills. The Herc Locker. Truly bonds with Herc by destroying 15 vehicles together. So I'm going to make the assumption that that trophy is for the campaign co-op, and that's like about the only trophy you'll have to do in campaign co-op, because in Far Cry 4, Herc was a co-op partner you could only get by playing in co-op, by being the guest in a co-op match. So that means that you would need to find another player online, and together you would need to go destroy 15 vehicles. That's not hard, but it may require actual multiplayer. Hope County Master Angler. Acquire all 4 fishing rods. Campaign only. That's probably not too hard, even though it's silver. It's probably like later in the game that you get all of them. Locked and Loaded. Buy all attachments for 1 weapon. That's a common one. Ghost Kill. Perform a headshot kill with any bow or rifle more than 150 meters away. For those of you in the United States that are not using the metric system, myself being one of them, that's about 450 to 500 feet. So that is actually very far away. They're upping that a lot, but this time you get to use a rifle instead of a bow, or you can use either, so it's probably not that bad. Extra Crafty. Craft 25 recipes. Campaign only. Fashion First. Purchase $1,000 in clothing. Campaign only. So that's actually kind of cool. We're going to be able to do more character customization with that. Big Spender. Another currently unobtained trophy according to the website. Spend $500,000. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry, guys. That's $50,000 in vehicle shops, not $500,000. But that must mean that money might be a little bit harder to come by in this game, or maybe you just can't do that one yet. Stocked Garage. Buy 3 vehicles to populate your garage. That's kind of cool. So maybe you can call in vehicles whenever you want, like GTA style, which would be really awesome. Ace Killer. Destroy 10 planes while driving any aerial vehicle. That's going to be fun, but it seems like unless you're using a helicopter, that could be a bit tricky. Squash and Run. Run over and kill 20 enemies. That's a typical Far Cry trophy. Fertilizing the Land. Using a tractor. Obliterate 5 enemies. I gotta say, that's a great trophy, actually. That should be a little bit of fun to do. Death from Above. Drop a bomb from a plane and destroy or disable 4 vehicles at once. That seems like it could be a bit tricky, unless there's like a certain place you can do it. I mean, I know that nothing's missable because you can reset the outposts and stuff, but that sounds like one you might want to get done at a specific time in the game if it's easier somewhere. Opportunity Knocks. Use rocks or cans to distract 15 enemies. I always hate those trophies because they're always a little bit buggy and they don't always count right. Road Gunner. While driving or leaning out of a vehicle, kill 25 enemies. I think that's a pretty typical trophy. You can probably just use like a handheld grenade launcher again. Fish Markets. Sell 20 fish for cash. So you have to sell fish and catch them. And all of these trophies are back to that whole campaign only, so these can be done in campaign, co-op, or solo, which is nice. Where's the beef? Tenderize a bull with your bare hands to death. Okay, that's another. A lot of these trophies have like good names and descriptions. Just I don't really like their pictures because all their pictures look pretty similar. Ignoble Beasts. That's weird. Kill a bison using only melee weapons. That could be difficult. I mean, I'm sure it's not horribly difficult once you get better ones, but still. Hitting it off. Play 3 quests with a friend. So you've got another multiplayer trophy most likely here. So you will need to do some things in campaign co-op, unfortunately. That is something that I wonder why that one's not technically missable, because there's probably only a limited number of quests in the game, unless it also includes like little short requests or something that might also be available. Like a bird, use a wingsuit to travel more than 5,000 meters. That should be very easy. And for that other one, you could always just join into someone else's game, so that's probably why it's not really hard. Close and personal, perform 25 close combat takedown kills as we get into our last few silver trophies. Explosive surprise, kill 5 enemies with sabotaged vehicles. Neither of those seem too difficult. They're probably going to be fun. And here's another interesting one. Survivalist. Purchase half of all perks available. You do not have to obtain all the perks in this game, which is going to mean no grinding for XP. So, really, overall, this has to be one of the easiest and maybe not simplest, but easiest Far Cry lists ever. Because it has, like, you don't have to go liberate all the outposts. You don't have to do anywhere near 100% completion. You don't have to find very many collectibles at all. It's a lot more focus on like co-op and multiplayer than the last few games have been for its trophies, but it does look like it's going to be a lot of fun regardless. And then it also has a lot more focus on random miscellaneous trophies, with a handful of story trophies from earlier on in the game, from earlier on in the list, I mean, from throughout the game. So overall, I think this is going to be about like a 2 to 3 out of 10, probably like a 2.5 out of 10 overall, especially for anyone who is experienced with the Far Cry games. It'll probably take like 20 to 30 hours for most people to platinum, if we're following along with the typical old Far Cry narrative of that, depending on how long the multiplayer matches are or something. So I will see you guys for the next one.